The celebrity story Chris Demm told me about today. This is incredible. You know the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial from 2 or 3 weeks ago now. It came out. Heard owed Depp way more money. Obviously, Heard was the loser in all of this. She came out in the court of public. $15 million, and her publicity was bad from the start. Well, now listen to what her attorneys are claiming. I was shocked by this. There is a juror, unnamed, who was on the jury in the jury pool and voted, with everybody else to give Depp the $15 million, which she owes now. Well, they are saying the wrong juror was seated. There is a 77-year-old man who was supposed to be in the jury box who lives with another person, I would say probably his son, who is 52. Well, they have the same last name and the same address. The 52-year-old was in the jury pool. It was supposed to be the 77-year-old. So now Heard's attorneys are saying, we want a mistrial out of this. This is the wrong person.
The wrong juror was seated.
The wrong juror was seated. Through some sort of a mix-up, the son, the 52-year-old, got on the jury. It was supposed to be the 77-year-old who's in his family and in his house. And so they're saying this doesn't work. This is a mistrial, which I think
is that enough to work? It sounds a little,
in my mind, yes.
Off.
It does sound off. I mean, if you've got the wrong person there that wasn't supposed to be there.
How did the jury come back? They had to be unanimous in their decision for.
I guess so. It said here that the juror in question did vote the way to give,
of course,
Depp the $15 million. And Heard's legal team says this was not properly vetted, and we're asking now for this to be thrown out.
Is it possible they'll have to do the whole thing again?
But that's a pretty big error. If that's true,
yeah,
but
her lawyer was there. He was in the, what do you call it, voir dire. I mean, when they picked the jury, the lawyer was there.
Well, you're right.
He should have picked up on it then.
He should have realized.
It was probably a person more close to their age, a closer peer.
Well, 52 versus 77.
It's not like they're loading the jury box with people that they know. Well, it just happened to be the wrong person.
But if it is the wrong person, I mean, that does make it, I think.
That's on the lawyers. They should have picked up on that beforehand if they wanted to do some background checks.
Interesting.
This is a very odd, I've read a lot about this. Also, each juror had their own special juror code. And they would have had to have basically put in this code.
To do what?
I guess
to vote?
I guess to be called, or, you call in, I guess, and it says. But so whoever... They said, how did this person get this code unless they did want to pretend to be?
Well, they lived together. Yeah. So I mean, maybe the 52-year-old said, I'm going to do it for you.
That's what I think.
Well, they have the same name.
They do. They're I think they're father and son.
Like Junior.
Well, same last name, it said, not same first name.
Okay.
But does a lawyer even know that stuff?
If you're over 70 in most states, you don't have to serve.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But can you just...
You're out, you can say, I'm 71. I don't have to come.
Really?
But you can't just send somebody else in your stead.
No, you can't.
No, you just say you're not going.
And does a lawyer know all this stuff?
Well, if the movie Runaway Jury has taught me anything, the answer is yes, 1,000 times. You get Gene Hackman in there? He knows everything about you.
That's right. That's right.
Who you sleeping with? What brand you smoke?
They ask you every question.
That's right. They do. That's true. John Grisham will tell you those books,
the details,
and those movies. You're right. They know all that.
They're making jury selection. They ask you in front of the whole group of people that are there that are all potential jurors. They ask you, how long you been married? How long have you been with somebody?
But I know it's the wrong. I mean, you can ask all those questions and not know he's not supposed to be there. But
if the juror lied, does that taint it?
I think so. I mean, here's a lie.
Well, what did he lie about? Just his name?
Yeah, I think it does.
I mean,
I think it does.
If he really did lie and say, I'm going to pretend to be you, then I think it does.
I think it does too. I mean, if that is really the case, I think they need to. I think they need to redo it.
We need to call in.
Yeah, why don't we?
Our own attorney.
Why don't you call her? Give her a ring. Lisa Lanier, our official attorney of this program.
She'll know. She'll
weigh in on this. This is near and dear to your heart, Dave. Got to be. You're on the news here locally. You're a meteorologist of some esteem.
Well,
look for his most recent work, rock quarry photo shoots.
You're getting me steamed.
They're showing
where the team goes to rock quarry
in their promos. They show you at the rock quarry now. I love you,
and they don't let just anybody in.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. No.
It's not like it's free and open to the public. For God's sake.
Somewhere at the bottom of that quarry, there's a couple of cigarette butts with Dave's DNA.
That's right.
Hope they don't drain it. That they're finding the bottom.
Well, we're going to get to the newscaster that's in the news now for the wrong reasons
right.
coming up. But first, Lisa Lanier.
Oh, good.
And let's just let her weigh in on this. Hello, Lisa. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
Wonderful. Lisa, I missed her last week while we were on vacation, so we had a private session where she just detailed some legal cases for me. On the phone, I just called her, and she solved a few legal cases. That's what she does.
Exactly.
Lisa Lanier. So tell us now, I don't know if you've heard the latest out of Amber Heard's attorneys, but they say that the wrong person was sitting on the jury. It was supposed to be a 77-year-old man who got the summons for jury duty. A 52-year-old man with the same last name, I'm going to assume his son, who lives in the same address, was actually on the jury pool and voted with the group to give Johnny Depp that $15 million. So they're saying this whole thing is tainted. We want a mistrial. And I am going to agree with that. I'll put if I was an attorney, I would say that same thing. What do you think about this, Lisa? Have you heard about this?
I have heard about it, and typically this is not going to be grounds for a mistrial or reversal of the verdict because it wouldn't necessarily change the outcome. It was an innocent mistake. And there's no reason to think that, one juror would have been sort of the wrong juror versus the other in terms of their fitness. They went through the voir dire process and he passed. So it should be, not an error, but maybe an error, innocent error, but not one that is impactful.
No,
so it's not fraudulent. No one lied.
It's not like misconduct or something. It would require some sort of misconduct, some kind of malfeasance, something like that. This is one of those mistakes that, sure, it was a mistake, but it was not a mistake that had any kind of harmful impact or any kind of underlying, malfeasance related to it.
Now, if the son, let's say it's father and son, and the younger person had said, you don't want to do this, let me just do it for you, and they knew it was the wrong person and just skated by everybody, do you think is that malfeasance?
I don't think so. I mean, I still think you would have to show that the wrong juror was somehow different in terms of fairness and impartiality, and I don't think they can show that here. It was an innocent mistake. Had to do with, I think, just the last name being so similar, and I don't know why they didn't catch it, but it doesn't seem like it created any kind of reversible error.
I'm on the wrong side of this.
Interesting.
One. I thought for sure the law would say, "Oh, that's not right. That just doesn't line up right. You get the wrong person."
I thought we had a runaway jury.
I did too.
Anybody run away? Hey, Lisa, is it different in every state where you hit 65 or 70, you don't have to serve anymore on a jury?
Yeah, I think those are state by state. So I think it's and it also depends state by state how jurors are identified. In some states it has to do with registering to vote. In other states it has to do with real estate ownership. And people.
Well, I don't vote, but I own several houses.
You get to go twice.
Real estate tax records.
Yes, yeah. Chris Demm's got his fingers crossed. He thinks he might be
I can see the finish line.
He's closing in here. Lisa, tremendous to have you on. Thank you as always. I did not think you'd go that route. I didn't think it would be that way. You answered our question as always. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too. There she goes.
Bad news for Amber.
Yeah, it looks like
they're grasping at everything they can grab a hold of.
Still trying to get that.
But if I found that, and I was on her attorney team, I would think, hey, we found something here.
Me too.
You can try it, but
I read too that I guess
it's just somebody opening the wrong mail.
Possible,
maybe, and just thinking it was him and not his father or whoever.
I did read too that I guess she had some kind of weird life or just insurance policy. Maybe celebrities have these that pay out if you're sued and lose for defamation or anything like that. And it was for $1 million, and she tried to file that, and the insurance company denied it too.
Yeah, they're not getting that either. It's going to have to be right out of her pocket. But we still hear that Depp may not make her pay.
They don't think that he's ever going to see a dime. He doesn't care.
He wanted his name back.
Yeah,
which is what he got. This is the newscaster in Albany, New York, Dave. This will hit close to you now.
Albany's a fine town.
Have you ever been?
It's the capital.
Yes.
It is of New York. I'll ask you this, Dave. Have you ever had just a nip and then gone on air? You don't have to answer. If you
Me?
don't. Yes. Have you ever?
Back in the day when I was a younger man. I might go out between shows.
Yeah.
And have a little something. You do a 6 o'clock show, and then you go back and you do an 11 o'clock show. And
it's
sometimes
a lot of time.
Dinner runs long.
You have a cold pop.
Or two.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently this woman did. Her name is Heather Kovar. She has been suspended after a Saturday evening broadcast, CBS 6, up in Albany. See if you can tell if she's had a
Why is she suspended?
Why is she suspended is the question. Here's her first story. This is about an art exhibit coming to, I believe, Schenectady, somewhere in upstate New York.
Also, people from all over the Northeast and beyond have flocked to downtown Schenectady since the Van Gogh exhibit hit here more than a month ago. Schenectady officials say the attraction has brought tens of thousands to the area just a month ago. All right, so our local CBS 6's Emma Quinn, she's so amazing. And she spoke with local businesses and as well as Discover Schenectady about the Discover impact that it's bringing to downtown Schenectady.
All right. No. Let's say she had a little bit.
What show was this? What time?
This was a late
it's not the next morning, is it?
Let's see here.
Is this the late news?
It was the 7 a.m.
7A?
The 7A.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
7A, yeah.
She went late.
No.
Yeah. Apparently she went late.
She had a long night.
Unfortunately, she had some breaking news.
Developing now, we're learning of a massive explosion and large fire at a One Oak plant in Medford, Oklahoma. It is the location of a natural gas terminal that moves natural gas through Kansas and Texas. You see, massive underground stores of gas are at risk. Evacuations have been ordered for the town of Medford, Oklahoma, with unknown fatalities, injuries at this, and injuries are unknown at this situation.
Is there anyone else on set with her, Kelly?
Yes, we have a meteorologist on set.
She's not even hungover yet.
No, she's still drinking.
Yeah.
Okay, they have a meteorologist on set.
Yeah,
and
lucky.
We have a heat wave going across America, and she was leading into the meteorologist's report by talking about the hot weather.
More than 50 million people across the country's southeast are under warnings for excessive heat. And boy, don't you know that? 105 degrees in Texas today. I just spoke with my mother. That's what she's dealing with. It's a major heat wave. And it's just heading everywhere. We're so lucky. It's only 80 degrees here. We are really lucky here in the capital region. I mean, let me tell you about that. These areas are reaching such areas. I mean, it's Houston, Austin, San Antonio. I mean, they're not expected. It has happened. Like, you don't need us telling you that it's bad. It's like meteorologist Craig Adams is right here. I'm sorry, Craig Adams. Why did I say that? Of course, clearly, like we're taking a live look over downtown Albany, and of course, just like me, meteorologist Craig Gold is working a double shift, and so he's in, and we've been tracking this. So let's get over to Craig Gold. Hey, yep. Craig.
All right, good evening, Heather. And yeah, the weather has been quite nice.
It must be the evening. I'm sorry.
Now we got problems.
It was the evening. It was
the 6P.
It's the 6P. Excuse me. It's the 6P. She had worked the morning as well. That's right. And
doing a double.
She was all right. So she pulled a double.
And then went through some back.
Threw some back apparently during the afternoon.
Late lunch.
And came in for the 6P and had serious issues.
So which meteorologist is it? Craig Gold or Craig Adams?
It's Craig Gold.
It's Gold. She said Craig. Why did I say that?
God, I know you.
Because that's who she was flirting with last night. Or earlier afternoon in the bar.
Oh,
that's not double shift talk.
No, that's she had a few there.
That's double fist.
It's hot out there.
I have to tell you this. My mother's in Texas. My mother is in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Craig Adams was my ex-boyfriend.
She has been suspended pending further investigation.
Heck.
Poor thing. Heather Kovar is her name, and they said she had been drinking.
Give her a break.
I think she had been drinking.
Well,
I figured, is she?
I think I have a follow-up.
Yeah?
I Googled, this was in the last couple of hours.
Yeah.
Heather Kovar noted she returned early from family leave following my father's death.
Oh?
On Friday, I notified the station I would not be renewing my contract.
Okay.
Which expires at the end of the current month, July.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, I was scheduled to work the early morning 6 a.m. shift and the evening shift. I was sleep deprived and exhausted. Nothing more.
Really? Wow.
She may have been...
She's
on a pill or something?
Maybe.
It could have been a pill.
Maybe it was a pill.
You know, because it sounds like she's intoxicated.
Oh, it does.